In a grand hall of the Galactic Council, alien leaders gathered from distant planets. They were colorful and strange, each representing a different species. The room buzzed with laughter and chatter as they prepared to discuss Earth, a small planet they had mostly ignored. A tall alien with shimmering blue skin, known as Zinthar, stood at the front. He cleared his throat and the room fell silent. "Today we must address the planet called Earth," he began. "It is amusing how they believe they are advanced. Their atmosphere is weak and outdated." The council members roared with laughter. A small, green-skinned alien named Greylax added, "Their air can barely support life. How can they think they can compete with us?" The laughter echoed through the hall, each alien joining in the ridicule of Earth and its inhabitants. Meanwhile, far from the council's gaze, a group of human scientists watched the meeting through a hidden communication device. They felt anger boiling inside them. These aliens had no idea what humans were capable of. Among them was Dr. Emma Carter, a brilliant scientist known for her innovative ideas. She turned to her colleagues, her eyes burning with determination. "They think we are weak," Emma said, her voice steady. "But we have something they don't understand. Our atmosphere is full of potential, and we can use it to our advantage." Her fellow scientists exchanged glances, their interest piqued. "What do you mean?" asked David, another scientist. "How can we turn our atmosphere into a weapon?" Emma smiled, her mind racing with possibilities. "We can manipulate the weather. We have the knowledge to create storms, winds, and more. If we harness this power, we can show them that we are not to be underestimated." The other scientist nodded, excitement growing. They quickly started brainstorming ideas, drawing plans, and discussing how they could develop a weapon based on Earth's atmosphere. They knew they had to work fast, as the council's laughter echoed in their minds. Back in the council hall, Zinthar continued. "Let us not waste more time on this insignificant planet. We have more important matters to discuss, like the mining rights on the planet Zephron." As he spoke, the laughter faded, but the feeling of superiority lingered in the air. The council members shifted their attention, but the mockery of Earth remained fresh in their minds. They had no idea that humans were plotting their comeback. The scientists worked day and night, fueled by their anger and determination. They knew they had to create something that would astonish the council. They gathered materials from their laboratories, combining chemicals found in their air to create a prototype weapon. As weeks passed, the scientists made great progress. They developed a device that could alter weather patterns, creating massive storms or sudden gusts of wind. It was a breakthrough, and they could hardly contain their excitement. They decided it was time for a test run. One quiet evening, they traveled to a remote area away from prying eyes. The place was perfect for their experiment, a vast, empty field surrounded by tall mountains. Emma looked at her team and said, "This is it. Let's show them what Earth can do." With their hearts racing, they set up the device. Emma pressed a button, and the machine whirred to life. The sky began to change. Dark clouds gathered, swirling ominously above them. Wind howled through the trees, and soon rain poured down in sheets. The scientists cheered, watching as the storm grew stronger. Lightning cracked through the sky, illuminating the dark clouds. They had done it. They had weaponized their atmosphere. But little did they know, their test was not as secret as they thought. An alien scout sent by the Galactic Council had spotted the unusual storm from afar. Alarm bells rang in the council hall as the scout reported back. "Earth is developing a weapon," the scout exclaimed. "We must act quickly!" The council members turned serious, their earlier laughter replaced by worry. They realized that they had underestimated Earth. With fear creeping into their hearts, they prepared for a confrontation, unaware of the power the humans were about to unleash. The sun was setting over the remote field where Dr. Emma Carter and her team of scientists had gathered for their first test of the new weather-manipulating weapon. Excitement filled the air as they set up their equipment, carefully checking each component to ensure everything was ready. This was a moment they had worked hard for, and they were determined to prove themselves to the Galactic Council. Emma looked at her colleagues, David and Lisa, who were busy adjusting the settings on the control panel. "Are we ready?" she asked, her voice steady but filled with anticipation. David nodded, his fingers dancing over the buttons. "Just about. I think we're ready to show them what Earth can really do." Lisa took a deep breath, glancing at the sky. The clouds were gathering, dark and heavy. "It looks like the weather is on our side," she said, a smile spreading across her face. With a final nod of agreement, Emma stepped forward and pressed the large red button labeled Activate. Instantly, the machine came to life with a low hum. A bright blue light shot up into the sky, piercing through the thickening clouds. The scientists watched in awe as the device began to work its magic. As the machine whirred, a cool breeze swept through the field, swirling around them. Suddenly, dark clouds rolled in faster than they had anticipated, blotting out the sun. Emma felt a rush of adrenaline. They were doing it. They were creating a storm. Before long, thunder rumbled in the distance, and the first drops of rain began to fall. The scientists cheered, their excitement echoing through the empty landscape. Emma couldn't help but laugh with joy as the storm intensified, wind howling and rain pouring down in torrents. "Look at that!" David shouted, pointing at the sky. "We're making a real storm." Lightning flashed, lighting up the dark sky, followed by loud cracks of thunder. The energy in the air was electric, and the scientists felt a sense of power they had never experienced before. They were controlling nature, and it was exhilarating. However, as they watched the storm grow, a feeling of unease crept into Emma's mind. "We need to be careful," she reminded her team. "We don't want to lose control of it." Just as she spoke, a powerful gust of wind whipped through the field, nearly knocking them off their feet. The machine began to shake violently, and alarms blared from the control panel. "Shut it down!" Emma yelled, her heart racing. David scrambled to hit the emergency button, but the machine was already straining against the pressure of the storm. "It's not responding," he shouted, panic creeping into his voice. The winds howled louder, and the storm reached a new level of ferocity. Trees bent under the force, and the rain became a relentless downpour. Emma's heart raced as she realized they were in danger. "Focus!" she shouted, trying to keep her team calm. "We need to regain control." With quick thinking, Lisa grabbed the control panel and began adjusting the settings manually. "I'll try to redirect the energy," she shouted over the roar of the storm. Emma and David watched, their hearts pounding as Lisa worked feverishly. Just as it seemed the storm would overwhelm them, she pressed a series of buttons, and the machine responded. The storm began to stabilize, and slowly the winds calmed. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the storm started to fade. The dark clouds slowly dissipated, and the rain turned to a gentle drizzle. The scientists stood together, soaked but relieved, as the sun peeked through the clouds once again. They had done it. They had successfully created a powerful storm and brought it back under control. The thrill of their achievement filled the air, and they cheered together, their spirits high. But in the distance, hidden among the trees, a small alien scout watched the entire event unfold. Fear washed over him as he hurried back to report to the Galactic Council. "Earth is not as weak as we thought," he gasped, rushing into the council chamber. "They are developing real weapons, and we must take action before it's too late." As the council members exchanged worried glances, they knew they had to act fast. The time for underestimating Earth was over. The news of Earth's weather-manipulating weapons spread quickly throughout the Galactic Council. Alien leaders who had once laughed at the tiny blue planet now felt a chill of fear. They gathered in the Grand Council chamber, their colorful forms shifting nervously as they debated what to do next. Zinthar, the blue-skinned alien who had mocked Earth first, stood at the front. His face was serious, unlike before. "We cannot ignore this threat any longer," he said. "Earth has shown it can defend itself. We must take action!" Greylax, the green-skinned council member, nodded gravely. "If we don't act now, we risk losing control of the situation. They have created a powerful weapon, and they will not hesitate to use it against us." The council members murmured in agreement. They were scared. The laughter that once filled the room was replaced by whispers of war and destruction. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Dr. Emma Carter and her team were still celebrating their successful test. They gathered in their laboratory, excitement buzzing in the air. "We did it!" David exclaimed, grinning from ear to ear. "We really showed them what we can do." Emma smiled but felt a sense of worry creeping in. "Yes, but we need to be prepared. The Galactic Council will not take this lightly. They will see us as a threat." Lisa, who had been quiet, spoke up. "What if they send ships to attack us? We need a plan to defend our planet." Emma nodded, appreciating her colleague's insight. "You're right. We need to strengthen our defenses. Let's improve our weapon and prepare for whatever they might throw at us." The team quickly got to work, pouring their energy into the project. They brainstormed new ideas to enhance their weather weapon. They designed ways to create stronger storms, more intense winds, and even localized lightning strikes. They knew they had to be ready for an all-out attack. As days turned into weeks, their determination grew. Emma felt proud of her team as they worked tirelessly, fueled by a shared sense of purpose. They knew the fate of Earth depended on their efforts. Back in the council chamber, the Galactic Council was planning their next move. Zinthar and Gralax had called for a meeting with the commanders of the alien fleet. They needed to send a powerful message to Earth, one that would remind humans of their place in the galaxy. "Prepare the ships," Zinthar commanded. "We will show them that their storms mean nothing against our advanced technology. We will strike before they have a chance to prepare further." As the council members began to organize their forces, fear rippled through the council chamber. Some members were worried about provoking the humans, but Zinthar's resolve silenced their concerns. Back on Earth, Emma and her team were finishing the upgrades to their weapon. They felt confident but remained alert. One night, as they worked late into the evening, the alarms in the lab suddenly blared.
"What's happening?"
David shouted, panic rising in his voice. Emma rushed to the control panel. "It looks like we're picking up several ships entering Earth's atmosphere." "They're coming!" The team quickly gathered their tools and prepared for a fight. They knew they had to act fast. Emma made a decision. "We need to launch our weapon. If we show them our strength, maybe they will back off." They quickly set up the machine outside, facing the sky. The storm clouds began to form as the ship's engines roared in the distance. Emma pressed the button to activate their weapon, and the machine hummed with energy. As the storm intensified, the humans watched with bated breath. Lightning flashed across the sky, illuminating the darkened clouds. The wind picked up, howling fiercely. It was a beautiful and terrifying sight. Suddenly, the alien ships broke through the clouds, hovering above them. The humans stood their ground, not backing down. Emma shouted to her team, "We will not be afraid! Let them see our power!" The aliens looked down, surprised by the fierce storm and the humans' boldness. They had expected to intimidate the Earthlings, but now they found themselves facing a formidable defense. The first alien ship fired its weapons, but Emma and her team were ready. They redirected their storm, causing fierce winds to deflect the energy blasts. Lightning struck, hitting the alien ships and causing chaos among their ranks. Earth was standing strong, and the Galactic Council had to rethink their strategy. As the humans fought back with determination, a sense of unity filled their hearts. They were ready to protect their home, no matter the cost. The battle above Earth raged on, fierce lightning and heavy rain clashing against the alien ships. Dr. Emma Carter and her team stood firm, determined to protect their home. As they directed the storm, they couldn't help but notice the panic spreading among the alien pilots. "Look!" David shouted, pointing at a ship that was struggling to maintain control. "They're not as tough as they thought." Emma nodded, her heart racing with excitement. "Let's keep pushing! We need to show them we won't back down!" Suddenly, in the midst of the chaos, a bright flash lit up the sky, but this time, it wasn't from the storm. An unexpected ship swooped in, cutting through the rain like a knife. It was unlike any other vessel they had seen. Its colors shimmered and changed, reflecting the light of the storm. "What is that?" Lisa asked, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and curiosity. Emma squinted at the approaching ship, which began to hover above them. The aliens were already in retreat, their ships scattering as the newcomer moved closer. With a gentle hum, the ship landed softly on the ground, and a door slid open. From within the vessel emerged a small group of aliens. They were not the same as the soldiers they had been fighting. These creatures were brightly colored, with big eyes and friendly expressions. One stepped forward, raising its hands in a peaceful gesture. "Hello, Earthlings," it called out, its voice cheerful and inviting. "We come in peace." Emma and her team exchanged confused glances. "Who are you?" Emma asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "I am Fex, and these are my friends," the alien replied, motioning to the others. "We saw the battle and knew we had to help. We don't agree with what the Galactic Council is doing." David's eyes widened in disbelief. "You mean you're not here to fight us?" "No!" Fex exclaimed, shaking its head. "We want to stop the war!" "The Galactic Council is wrong to attack you. We believe in friendship, not fighting." Emma felt a wave of hope wash over her. "But how can we trust you?" she asked, still cautious. Fex smiled, showing rows of small teeth. "We understand your fear, but we are different. We have seen the beauty of Earth and wish to protect it. Let us help you!" The team shared uncertain looks. but Emma felt a spark of possibility. If you want to help, then we need to work together. The Galactic Council needs to see that we can stand united. With that, the aliens joined Emma's team, working together to enhance the weather weapon. Fex and its friends brought new ideas, using their advanced technology to create even more powerful storms. They shared knowledge about controlling the weather, teaching the humans how to manipulate the energy in the atmosphere. As the team collaborated, friendships began to blossom. Fex shared stories of its home planet, a place filled with vibrant colors and beautiful creatures. Lisa was fascinated, and she found herself laughing at Fex's jokes, forgetting the fear they had felt just moments ago. Days passed, and the humans and their new friends grew closer. They worked side by side, combining their technologies to create a formidable defense system. The storm weapon became stronger, and they could now control it with precision. One evening, as they took a break from their work, Fex suggested a celebration. "Let us share our cultures. We can learn from each other," it said, excitement sparkling in its big eyes. Emma agreed, thrilled at the idea. That night, they set up a feast, with humans cooking traditional dishes while the aliens prepared colorful, exotic meals. They laughed and shared stories, their bonds growing stronger. As they ate, the atmosphere was filled with warmth and laughter. Emma realized that even in the face of danger, friendship could flourish. They were no longer just Earthlings and aliens, they were allies, united against a common threat. However, unbeknownst to them, the Galactic Council was still watching. Zinthar and Gralex were furious that their plan had failed. "They are forming alliances!" Zinthar yelled. "We cannot let them succeed!" The council members exchanged worried glances, knowing they needed to act quickly. They watched the newfound friendship from afar, planning their next move to disrupt the harmony between Earth and Fex's people. But for now, Emma and her team felt a surge of hope. Together, with their new friends, they would stand strong against whatever the Galactic Council had planned. They had each other, and that was a powerful weapon in itself. The day of the big battle had finally arrived. The sky was dark with storm clouds, and Emma Carter and her team stood on the edge of their command center, gazing up at the swirling mass of clouds. Their new friends, Fex and the other aliens, stood beside them, ready to fight for Earth. "We've prepared as much as we can," Emma said, her voice steady. "Now we need to be ready for whatever the Galactic Council throws at us." Fex nodded, its big eyes shining with determination. "We will not let them take your home. Together we are strong." The team had worked tirelessly, combining their technologies to create powerful weapons and defenses. The weather manipulating device was now more advanced than ever, capable of unleashing storms that could challenge the might of the alien ships. Just as Emma finished speaking, the alarms blared loudly. "They're here!" David shouted, pointing at the horizon where a fleet of alien ships appeared, black against the darkening sky. The Galactic Council had returned, ready to take back control. The ships moved in formation, their engines roaring like thunder. Zinthar's flagship led the charge, and the council members inside were determined to show Earth who was in command. "Prepare the storm weapon!" Emma yelled, her heart pounding. The team sprang into action, working together to aim their device at the approaching fleet. Lightning crackled across the sky as they charged the weapon. As the first shots were fired from the alien ships, Emma and her team unleashed their storm. A massive bolt of lightning struck Zinthar's flagship, causing it to shake violently. The crew inside panicked, realizing that they had underestimated the humans. "Redirect the storm!" Emma commanded. They concentrated the energy, creating a powerful wall of wind that pushed back against the alien fleet. Ships struggled to maintain their positions, their formations breaking apart. "Keep firing!" Fex shouted, joining the humans at the control panel. "We can do this!" The storm intensified, and the humans felt a rush of adrenaline. They were fighting for their home, and they had the strength of their new friends beside them. As the battle raged on, alien ships began to fall from the sky. One by one, they were struck by lightning, spiraling down to Earth. The humans cheered, their spirits lifting with each victory. But the council was not finished yet. Zinthar, furious and desperate, ordered his fleet to regroup. "We will not lose to these creatures!" he shouted. "Prepare the energy cannons!" The aliens reformed their lines, focusing their fire on the humans' command center. Bright beams of energy shot toward the ground, creating explosions that rocked the Earth. "Hold your ground!" Emma yelled. "We can't give up now!" With renewed determination, Emma and her team adjusted their weapon, creating a counterattack that sent bolts of lightning arcing toward the alien ships. The sky lit up with brilliant flashes, illuminating the chaos around them. Suddenly, Fex noticed something in the distance. "Look! More ships are coming!" It pointed to a group of smaller, colorful vessels racing towards the battle. "These are our allies! They want to help us!" Emma's heart soared with hope. "Let them join us!" she shouted. The new ships swooped in, circling around the humans and adding their firepower to the fight. The tide of battle began to shift. With the support of Fex's people, the humans gained ground. They fought side by side, Earthlings and aliens united against a common enemy. The combined forces of friendship and technology overwhelmed the remaining alien ships. As the last of Zinthar's fleet fell from the sky, a cheer erupted from the humans and their new friends. They had done it. They had stood together and defended Earth. However, Zinthar's flagship remained, its engines sputtering. He was furious but also filled with fear. "This cannot be. We will regroup and return," he shouted to his crew as they prepared to retreat. Emma watched as the flagship turned and fled, a mix of triumph and disbelief filling her heart. They had defended their home, but more importantly, they had found new friends in the process. "Today we showed them our strength," Emma said, turning to her team and Fex. "We fought together, and that makes us unstoppable." With the battle behind them, Earth stood strong. The humans had not only defended their planet, but had also formed a bond with new allies. The storm clouds slowly cleared, revealing a bright sky above, a symbol of hope and friendship for the future.